Welcome back inside the Now Morning Show. This morning we're chatting about a certified course that's happening from the 7th to the 11th of April. To do that, I want to welcome the Chief Operating Officer at Apexus Risk Innovation Group Limited, Kirth Regis. I also have Shakana Lynch, who is the Commercial Director at the same. And online via Zoom, we have Brian Freeman, the International Program Director at TEEX. Good morning to you all and welcome to the Now Morning Show.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
How are you guys doing this morning?
Very well, thank you. Very well.
Yes.
All right. Firstly, Mr. Regis, tell me about the course that's happening. Well, actually, let's start with Apexus. Tell me about Apexus.
Great. Apexus Risk Innovation Group is actually an amalgam of experts that came together from the oil and gas sector, crisis management, emergency response, spanning Trinidad all the way to the Middle East. So we brought them together in order to create a very special opportunity that we'll be discussing shortly.
So this company came together just for this opportunity?
This company came together approximately 2 years ago, and this is the first incarnation of what we call professional board firefighter qualifications. So we'll be running a number of emergency response courses internationally certified.
All right. Tell me about the NFPA, is the name of it? NFPA 1041.
Good. The NFPA 1041 Fire Instructor 1 course, we are doing a pro board version. Pro board meaning it is accredited by the Professional Board of Fire Service Professionals, which is a US-based entity that does accreditation for all emergency response training done by Ministry of Defense, by energy companies, you name it. So that's the gold standard for accreditation.
Okay. Tell me about the role. Is it TEEX? How do you pronounce it? TEEX.
TEEX.
Yeah.
Yes. Texas A&M Engineering Extension Service.
Ah, okay.
Yes, which is an arm of the Texas A&M University. And we have with us, as you know, Brian Freeman, who is...
But tell me about that connection and how it happened in the first place.
Excellent. So, first of all, in 2014, I would have left the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service, and I enrolled at TEEX to study industrial firefighting and emergency response. And I did sufficiently well that at the end, I was immediately hired and sent over to Qatar. And during that time, I had the thought that I would start my own school. And TEEX does what is called cooperative learning centers. So I did well enough that they partnered with me to start that school in Trinidad and Tobago. So Apexus and TEEX are in, I would say, a partnership, but they are our accreditation body.
All right, nice. Let's bring you to the conversation, Mr. Freeman. I wanted to find out from you what sets Apexus apart from any other safety and emergency training providers in the region that made you want to say we're partnering with this company.
Well, thank you very much for having me on. I want to first point out that we don't just employ or collaborate with anybody. There's a vigorous program they have to go through first to make sure that they comply with our standards and make sure that the classes that they're going to be delivering is at the same standards as if they was coming all the way to Texas. So that's the main thing. Apexus obviously went through that vigorous process. It takes 6 to 9 months to go through it, but they were successful. And we do an annual inspection of their premises to make sure that they stay compliant. As far as our partnership goes, I've known Kirth for many, many years, not only when he was with me in Qatar, but other organisations that we've both been involved in. And I've been to Trinidad 2 or 3 times. As far as having someone else in the region, we haven't. We have just Apexus. They're the only ones that we approve, and they're the only ones that have got the certification that we give to be able to do approved courses that we offer. This is one of those in fire inspector. Sorry, my apologies. Fire officer 1. There's many classes. Sorry, but this particular one is a fire officer 1 class.
All right, fantastic. Let me jump across to you, Ms. Lynch, and ask about who is who's the ideal candidate for this? Because to me, it sounds like firefighters, but it also sounds like OSHA professionals. It sounds like people who in anything with regards to risk and safety. Am I correct? Or
Yes, you are correct. So this is tailored for the protective services, security personnel, fire officers, fire industrial officers, EMS instructors, safety, and HSE leaders. It's also geared towards EMS, emergency responders.
Okay.
So it's not only tailored for fire officers. Anyone who wants to enhance their career development and stuff like that, right? So it's across the board, protective Coast Guard, the Army. So it's tailored for everyone, right? Basically, in terms of boosting your career at this point in time.
Yeah. Kirth, let me jump back across to you for a minute, because I know that currently, or at least in the past, fire officers were sent to England to do training and certification and stuff like that. How does that measure up against this one? Is it similar? Is it completely different? What are the differences, if any?
Good. Well, it's based on the standard. So in the UK, most of the courses are done according to, of course, British standard and those requirements. So this is the NFPA, or the National Fire Protection Association, which is the US-based standard for training and certification. They have their strengths, but definitely NFPA courses are preferred for industrial emergency response, particularly oil and gas sector. And fortunately, the courses that we are running for the first time in Trinidad and Tobago and in the Caribbean region, these are the courses that are sought after by all of the big players, you know, the Saudi Aramcos in the Middle East. We talk about Chevron and the BPs and Phillips 66. So all of the players that are in the oil and gas that are leading the charge, they are the companies that require this certification, and now for the first time, it's available in Trinidad and Tobago for TT dollars.
Speaking of $40, how much TT dollars it costing to do the certification?
Well, you know, this course actually costs just 4,000 TT dollars.
Okay.
Just 4,000, which is a steal of a deal when you look at the earning potential, in addition to which there are no prerequisites. So there are no prerequisites. So what we have done is that we have basically created a portal where young people, anybody off the street, you can come, you can pay, you can enroll, and when you're finished, it's just a week long. And at the end of it, you get a certificate that is not just valid in Trinidad and Tobago, but the world over.
How long is it valid for?
It is indefinite, sir.
Really?
It does
One
not
week of
expire.
training and
1 week of training, it does not expire.
You don't do refresher courses, nothing?
You don't need to do a refresher course, but there are levels. So there is Instructor 1, Instructor 2, it goes up to Instructor 3, where they teach you slightly different
And
things.
how many of them are we offering? Is it just the Instructor 1 for now in April?
We are starting with Instructor 1, however, soon after, because we have such a demand, of course, we will be doing Instructor 2. Most likely we will look at May, and then sometime after that, Instructor 3.
Nice. Shakana, if I wanted to get financial assistance, because that 4,000 might be plenty to jump out all at once, is that an option?
Yes, that's an option. You can send your information to training@apexus.com, and we will reach out to you, because there's financial aid available. There's also down payment. There's a payment plan that is in place that we can work out, because what we do, we kind of tailor things in terms of for students, because we want everybody to take part in the course, right? So we want to make it as affordable, as reasonable as possible, easy access to gain the course. So there's financial aid available as well.
You mentioned no prerequisites. Is there an age limit?
We say
minimum, maximum?
Minimum 18 years.
Right.
Right. And there's no maximum, because you never stop learning. You never stop learning.
All right. Well, this sounds like it's going to be a great time. If you want to register, do we send the email to training at Apexus as well?
You send the email to training at apexus.com, or you can reach us via telephone 432-6397. Right?
Fantastic.
432-6397.
Well, let me say congratulations on getting your accreditation, first of all, and I know that it's going to be, I mean, it's always good to get safety information, to learn about risk assessment and analysis, and be able to deal with things when they come up, especially in our oil and gas nation that we still happen to be.
Yes.
So thank you guys so much for doing this, and thank you for joining us this morning. And thank you as well, Mr. Freeman, for joining us via Zoom.
Thank you.
We appreciate it so very much. Enjoy the rest of your day.